back at it. So, continuing from before in level 90 MSQ, we are in, what's it, Wachipelo? Visiting the Pelu Pelu. Uklamat, what's going on? Uklamat is ready to search out the Dawn Servant's Elector. Not my finest moment, I'll admit, but now that we're here, let's do what we came to do. Find the Elector! Allow me to propose a strategy then. Quile, Alice, and I will speak with the merchants. Uklamat, you, and Aaronville might try approaching travelers and passers-by. Coco, pray investigate any of the other establishments which catch your eye. Should we learn aught of use, let us relay it to the third promise. I do like this little village, though. The Dawn Servant's Elector. I thought you were a new face in town. Here for the right of succession, I take it. Me, I don't much care who sits on the throne, as long as they keep Tural peaceful. People tend not to be in the mood to relax and sip our excellent mezcal once arrows and spears start flying, if you know what I mean. Speaking of which, would you like a cup? A joy shared is a joy doubled, I say. Oh, right, yes, you were asking about that Elector business. Being but freshly returned from my trading route, I've heard that there's a contest afoot, but not much else. Our head ledger, Tobley, could probably tell you more about it. But can I actually get some of that mezcal, though? Fine? No? Okay. Just find some in real life. It's fine. Babilja. Where'd everybody go? Oh, there's the gemstone trader. Man, where did everyone go? I don't see any of our friends. Tasty? Mablu. Hello there, I'm Mablu. Did you have a question for me? Yeah, looking for the Elector. Sorry, I don't know about any Electors. You should take a moment to see our prized alpacas before you leave, though. Oh, but be sure to admire them from a respectable distance. Get too close and our nervous darlings may be tempted to spit on you. And that stuff stinks. It happened to a visiting buyer not so long ago. Tobley, that's the head rancher, was so mad at me for not giving a proper warning. No one makes a mistake without Tobley noticing. He knows everything that happens on this ranch. Okay, well, obviously that's who I'm going to be talking to. Do I really need to talk to this third person for them to tell me the same thing? Actually, they might tell me something different, but, like, come on. Electors? Oh, yes, I've heard all about the right of succession. They're looking to put a new ruler on the throne, eh? Personally, I'm rooting for Zoralja. If the first promise wins, he'll look to expand our sphere of influence. That means access to more resources and more customers, in the thousands column, potentially. So many new trading opportunities to spread happiness far and wide. Others have been coming around to my way of thinking, so I've begun crafting goods, inspired by the resilient sun. Would you care to purchase something? No. No, I would not. Very well. You said you wanted to know about the Elector? I could help you, but I won't. I can tell you're no supporter of Zoralja or his policies. That's fair. Oh, look. Is it silly that I actually seek out all of the scions or whoever, you know, is nearby to see what they're doing, what they're saying? Probably, but I do it anyways, because that is just the kind of player I am, apparently. Nestled in between the mountains, the dwellings of this village are noticeably scaled down to accommodate the smaller size of its inhabitants. It is here that the peddler clan of the Peli Peli manufacture their trading goods, such as coffee and mezcal, as well as maintain a ranch for breeding and training of alpacas. Coffee and mezcal. These are people after my own heart. They know how to appreciate the finer things in life. Also, I'll admit I'm a fan of their diminutive size. I could not tell you why, I just am. The penchant for all things small and cute. Always have. Let's see here. Like, for real, they're nowhere in sight. Huh. Oh, hey. Might as well do this fate, right? It is baffling that anybody, like, would have such an issue with Viper that they'd be like, oh, we need to dumb that down. It's too difficult. Like, it's not, though. It's not difficult. Not that it's easy, I mean, kind of is, but like, kind of isn't. Like, there is some difficulty to it, for sure. I mean, it does have a lot of, you know, going on. It's quick. It can be easy to mix up, you know, which combo you're at, where you're at, you know, like, possibly even more so because there's only two, like, buttons, and it's like a chain combo, you know, on the buttons instead of separate, like with you know, Monk. But still, it's not so much that it needs to be adjusted, especially when it's been a week. It's literally been a week. Like, they really shouldn't be making any adjustments, I feel like, before the raids even now. Like, they should let the first raid happen. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Just feels like it. You really have to watch yourself around these silver-tongued peddlers. I almost bought a bottle of mezcal and a stack of blankets, and then there was this enchanting ornament. Anyway, I did manage to learn that Tobley is the man to talk to about the contest. Now, if only they'd share where this head ledger of theirs is to be found. Really? He's also the head rancher? Well, the alpaca ranch is not far from here. I say we pay it a visit before the others return. That is a lot of alpacas. Still, we know the head ledger could be here somewhere. I can't let fear deter me. And not to say that I'm scared, of course. Uh-huh. Excuse me, is one of these workers Tobley? Tobley, oh yes, he likes to mingle with the ranch hands and keep an eye on things. I can't tell you which one he is, though. You can't? Is this part of the contest? All I can say is that Tobley often mentions his favorite pungent subject. He also can't resist a profitable trade. Though, who among us could, am I right? Still, if you bring him a very good deal, he might let his identity slip. Yeah, so it's like a game. Easy enough. All I have to do is offer Tobley a deal he can't ignore. No problem at all. Well, maybe one problem. I don't think my purse is deep enough to pay everyone we think might be Tobley. Let's ask some questions first to narrow down the field. Great! We can meet back here to share our impressions. I do like her eagerness is always entertaining. Well, obviously I'm not Tobley. I mean, oops, I shouldn't have said that. You're meant to find out for yourself who Tobley is, or if an elector is even in the village at all. Good luck. Well then, I think you may have failed in that task. Is it one of the alpacas? Ah, a visitor from across the salt, if I'm not mistaken. Be warned, the alpacas will spit if you startle them. I suggest you keep your movement slow and deliberate. Hurry along, I've got coats to brush and smelly spit to mop up. You think I might be Tobley? Well, maybe I am. All I will say is that in this village, none have reared more alpacas than I. I'll sniff out the head ledger in a heartbeat, you'll see. Am I Tobley? Yes, that's me. Excellent work from the third promise in our entourage. Sharp instincts. Shall we commence the rite of succession, then? Well, are you not ready to begin the contest? Quill. I see we're both done with our interrogations. So who do you think it is? I have my suspicions, but let's hear your pick. Ah, the worker so intent on stable chores. I had my eye on that one too. Time to rip the mask off our mystery ranch hand, so to speak. A generous sum of coin for confirmation of your true identity. An offer I gladly accept. As you have correctly guessed, I am indeed Tobley, head ledger of Watching Pillow and head rancher of the family ranch. I am also one of the Galul Jaja's chosen electors. Aha! In a place featured in the Tuyolal saga, just as we thought. I was right to trust your instincts, and I wager this won't be the last time. She found you out fair and square, Tobley. And I'm glad she did. Would have been a pity had her bid ended here.
Deducing the Dawntrail selector was the first step of defeat. Too simple a task for this aspiring ruler, eh?
Sure, yeah.
Right. Not hard at all. Zoroja.
I am told the head ledger, Tobley, is to be found here.
You have to guess which one of us is Tobley. That's part of the test.
You're Tobley.
Without even asking a single question. Very impressive indeed. With that amusing prologue out of the way, we can proceed to the actual challenge. Per the Dawn Servant's instructions, I was free to devise any manner of feat. I considered the number of possibilities in the 10th column. But I think I have a good one.
I like the way they say that. Him to call them.
You must go forth and capture for me an alpaca.
Okay.
While I've not had the best experiences with alpacas, aren't they generally docile creatures? That doesn't sound like much of a challenge.
Bring out the example!
They're
is a
simultaneously
special
cute
kind
and
of
goofy
alpaca.
looking.
Would you please approach the animal, third promise?
Who? Me? Well, it should stay calm if I stay calm, right? That's what Erinville said. Ah! The little monster spat on me! Oh, that stinks. I can't.
Alpacas are paradoxical creatures, being both extremely curious and extremely cowardly.
That's an interesting
Press
combination.
your luck when they're frightened, and you'll get a face full of spit, as you've all just witnessed. Has an awful stench, their expectoration. The globs contain half-digested food, you see, making it an effective deterrent against perceived threats.
Wild valley breeds like this one are especially timid and can therefore be quick to lash out. They're also especially hardy.
Indeed. We take the rugged wild alpacas and breed them with our gentle domesticated stock. This produces the strong but beatable pack animals prized by our traveling merchants.
That's all well and good, but did I need to bathe an alpaca spit for you to make your point?
Yeah, that's kind of.
So,
Seems
the
kinda
task
mean.
is to catch a wild alpaca.
That is correct. But be warned that it is a feat easier said than done. I suggest you prepare well before you enter the valley where the creatures dwell. And by you, I mean the claimants only. Allies are not permitted to assist with the catching.
Ah.
The
Okay.
alpacas will help me judge which of you is worthy of receiving a keystone.
So I'm to chase down a fluffy, spitting demon, and that somehow proves I'm fit to rule?
As I said, the Dawn Servant granted me the freedom to decide my challenge. And when you reach the end of the ride, I dare say you will understand why I chose what I chose.
Interesting. It feels like
Very well. This won't take long.
it feels a bit like the
Wait! Didn't I warn you this was easier said than done? There are preparations to be made, factors to consider.
A beast is a beast. All yield to strength.
I mean, for my test, he'd already have failed.
So far, this experience has done absolutely nothing to improve my opinion of alpacas.
What was he saying? Oh, the Company of Heroes. Yeah, reminds me of their quest, just to enlarge.
Are you alright, Clement? We thought we heard you scream.
The third promise does not scream. It was more of a subtle yelp.
Scream, in other words.
Straight to the point. Gotta love it.
Did you find the Elector?
Oh, we certainly did.
guys. Judging by the volume of Wuklamat's scream, alpaca expectoration must have a nasty odor indeed. Yeah, that's probably good. This is our sought-after elector. The same rules don't apply to wild alpacas. Zoralja puts me in mind of Garleon's own exalted son. Of the two, though, Xenos was undeniably more arrogant. Yeah. Probably. I don't think he's more arrogant than that two-headed a-hole. He doesn't seem to have any, like, claim to his arrogance. Whereas Xenos, like, he had the strength to back up. I mean, he was crazy, but he was strong. Undeniable. But would you mind taking a sniff from me just to make sure? The stench has ruined my sense of smell. Hey, I saw that look. You know, what do you expect? Aaronville wishes to discuss the feat of gold. Excuse me. A feat of gold? Okay. As Wuklamat helped demonstrate, the Valley Alpaca are wary of people. Getting close enough to catch one will not be an easy task. You might have warned me about that earlier. Have enough trouble with tame alpacas. How do you expect me to wrangle a wild one? The proper saddle. We infuse the leather with a relaxing scent that soothes the spitting beast. Wonderful. Give me one of those then. Have you perhaps forgotten we are a clan of merchants? If you want a taming saddle, then you'll need to find a saddler and make them an offer. They don't come cheap, of course. Crafting a saddle will cost you the equivalent of 10 pel in the thousands column. You mean 10,000 pel? I don't have that kind of coin. Converting that to gil, that comes to around 1 million or so. Mayhap if we all pitch in? No, this is my feat to accomplish. I wouldn't feel right about having others pay the cost. I'll find the money, somehow. That's a lot, in that case. That a basket of wool is worth the sum you paid me earlier. 1 pel in the hundreds column. Beginning with the wool, you can trade for ever more valuable goods until you have something suitable to bargain with for the saddle. That's a nice gesture, but you think I can turn 100 pel into 1 million? That's 10,000 times more. We need 10,000 pel, not 1 million. So we're looking at 100 times more. Oh, right. I panicked and got it confused with Alphina's million gil. I'm not so sure about this trading idea. You were almost talked into buying a cloak you didn't need mere moments after you arrived. But I just... God, I hate it when you're right. Then let me help you with your deal making. Oh, hello again. Mablu. I work here as a ranch hand, but I've also learned a lot about the peddler profession. It's alright if I aid them now, yes? I guided the claimants towards the first step of the feat, like you asked. As long as Wuklamat goes alone to capture her alpaca, she is free to accept assistance from whoever she likes. Hooray! Let's see about getting you that saddle then, Third Promise. I don't know why you made your offer, but I could use an ally with a beak for bargains. Welcome aboard, Mablu. Should the rest of us stay behind, perhaps? It may be easier to haggle over prices without so many voices chiming in. Yes, stay here and pitch in with ranch work. With Mablu gone, I'll need extra hands to tend to the alpacas. Gladly. Although, Coco, I think you should go with Wuklamat. You've seen markets and bazaars the world over, and surely you have sage advice to share. In that case, you should also hold on to the alpaca wool. If it's misplaced or soiled in some way, you'll have nothing to bargain with. As if I'd do such a thing. But I'll leave the wool to Coco anyway. The better to keep my hands free. To begin, I suggest we try trading the wool to Havli, the saddler. He won't agree to the deal, of course, but it'll give us an idea of how much he'll accept for his wares. Right. Tending the alpacas, are we? I had some experience with that when I was younger. 100 pel worth of wool into a 10,000 pel saddle is exactly the kind of suggestion I expect from the head of a merchant clan. It's just with Mob, but it sounds like Moblu knows a thing or two. Yeah, I want my saddle. Song. La, 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 la. That was, oh man, Amanda Aiken singing that was so good. Is it really possible to make 100 times what that was worth just through trading? Makes our tuning silence. Yeah, if you know how to trade right. To bargain, I need one of your special taming saddles to catch a wild alpaca. A saddle, is it? And how will you be paying for it? With this basket of fine alpaca wool. What use does a saddle maker have for wool? Besides, this would barely cover the cost of a single strap buckle. Offer me something I actually want. And what might that be? Mezcal. I like to nurse a cup at day's end while I inspect my finished work. Bring me a jug of quality stuff and you've got yourself a deal. Yeah. This bodes well for us, Third Promise. Such mezcal can be had for only 5 pel in the thousands column. Hold on. Did you say Third Promise? Then my offer has changed. The saddle is going to cost you a jug of premium mezcal, aged 3 years at least. 3 years? That stuff is valued 10,000 pel or more. Why have you doubled the price? Because I must support the man of ambition who will see my business prosper. The Raja will go to war and his cavalry will need saddles. Lots of saddles. It's nothing personal, third promise. But I won't sell you my craft for anything less than my asking price. That's a couple of people now that support the first promise. Those were grandparents' generation. Remember the dark days when the clans were at war. Many of these Palu pray for your victory, Wuklamat. The younger ones, though, to them strife and bloodshed are as children's stories. They think themselves safe from these horrors and take the peace we now enjoy for granted. Still others are unsatisfied with this quiet prosperity and crave the future, the second promise envisions. They've become obsessed with innovations like the dirigibles that have made trade swift and easy. Then you have those like Havli, convinced that the first promise's plans for conquest will afford them opportunities for great fortune. But what about you, Mablu? Aren't you of the younger generation? At least a year or two younger than me, I'd say. Oh, I was raised on the old tales. I've memorized the accounts of what it was like when the Yokhui ruled our village. That's why I offered to help. I want you to become Dawn Servant, to keep our nation from going back to the way it was. Well then, I guess I'd better make sure I win the contest. The type of mezcal a saddlemaker wants is so very expensive. Weren't we expecting to need 10,000 pel from the outset? Nothing's changed, we just need to get on with it. I may not have a head for trade or the stomach for alpacas, but I won't give up with a piece of Tuyalal on the line. Tuliolal. I'll be able to say that right eventually. Then neither will I. We will make you Dawn Servant. Aiming for that 10,000 pel jug right away will only bring us failure and frustration. So let's first try exchanging the wool for anything even a touch more valuable. The trick is to find someone who needs alpaca wool and is willing to trade at a loss to acquire it. Someone who supports your bid for the throne, for instance. Of course, the weaver. Bolnock was his name, I believe. He went out of his way to say he agreed with my vision, and he was here to buy wool. I think I remember the direction he was going, but for now, let's head back to that road where we first met him. Didn't he say he already got it, though? That said, I'm sure he could always use more. Yep, new side quests. Okay. Pavli, what you got for me? The Carmine Secret. Why, hello there. Tell me, friend, are you not curious about the vibrant carmine hue of our traditional wear? A shade this vivid can only be brought out through the application of an age-old dyeing technique. Help me out, and I'll tell you all about it. In the hills southwest of here, which you can reach by exiting from the nearby gate, there are a few spots where sapped nodocactars are commonly found. I would like you to collect precisely 2 of them for me. Why not? I've prepared these 2 remarkably thick sacks that should get the job done. I appreciate your assistance. Okay. unlikely inspector. Sivlu is counting down the days until she can resume trade as normal. Okay. Ah, you must be the artisan from Tuliolal. You're right on time. The damage the caravan sustained from the storm must be evaluated as soon as possible, so I must ask you to begin your inspection immediately. I'm sure you know this well enough, but be sure to check whether any of the frames have been cracked, the canopies ripped, or the balloons on either side punctured. We cannot move the caravans until we know they are safe. Have care while inspecting the caravans. You'll find them stopped throughout the settlement. You need but inform me when you've finished. Definitely not, but okay. Apparently doing it anyways. I like don't even try to mention that they've got the wrong person. Take a look. You notice water pooling in the caravan's interior. It's not moved swiftly, the flooring's integrity may be compromised. Carefully examine the balloon, but are unable to identify any punctures or tears that might prevent travel. This is like the most generic, simple side quest. Really? You did a wonderful job, though it seems some of the caravans will need slight repairs. I'm relieved to hear the damage was not significant. By the way, an artisan claiming she had been beckoned all the way from Tuliolal to assist with inspections came to me moments ago, asking for work. I was in such a hurry to have the caravans examined that I mistook you for her. Please forgive me. I'm just grateful you were kind enough to heed my request. Yeah, well, and the innovation of Kona's. During his studies across the salt, he encountered something called a chocobo carriage and had these designed in their image. By attaching the balloons on either side, the caravans are lifted into the air, becoming light enough for our pockets to pull. It is an immensely helpful invention, allowing us to tread the steep mountain roads throughout Tural more safely and swiftly than ever. Thanks to you, we are one step closer to having your caravans ready for such travel once more, and returning to a sense of normalcy. That's good. Kind of funny that they're just like borrowing tons of technology from Eorzea. Right about here. This is the spot. After Bulnok talked to us, he walked off to the south. Then he was probably going to Ikuvlo's inn. Most visitors to Wachinpelo end up staying there. Let's go and check, shall we? Yes we shall. Go finish the side quest. FFXIV to capture. Nope. Nope. This one. Oh, come on. Huh. Better not happen again. Ugh, just in time. Step away for a sec before I talk to this. We'll go ahead and, yeah, be right back. Well, it'll be a few. I'll be back shortly.